On this episode, Melvin Soh stops by. Hello everyone, this is Jiale and you're watching the Advisor of Advisors show. Hey everyone, this is Jiale and you're watching episode 7 of the Advisor of Advisors show. And today we have Melvin Soh with us. Yep. So okay, Melvin, let me just help you do a bit of an introduction first.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, to stage you in. Okay. Once again, I must apologize. I'm not the best at doing this introduction thing.
No worries.
Okay. And but I gotta say, if you guys don't know Melvin, you literally don't stay in Singapore. Okay, because you have been seeing all his YouTube ads around.
Okay.
Okay. Unless you don't visit YouTube, You do a lot of YouTube ads, right, bro?
Yeah. They
almost every single time
they appear on my own YouTube also.
on YouTube. Besides YouTube, what else do you?
I think we are on different channels. The funny thing is, my partner actually takes care of all of these. I can tell you, like in the middle of the night when I'm trying to search for sometimes UFC news, soccer news, then I see my own ads appearing and following me everywhere. So do you want to unleash your X-Factor? I said. But it catches my attention. Then I go, wait a minute, that's my ad. Yeah, because then I recognize the guy inside the picture. That's me. So
shit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean that is what happens to me most of the time when I go YouTube nowadays. Yes. Yeah. So it must say that you have been very successful at what you're doing. Okay. And that's why I say if you don't know Melvin, you probably don't live in Singapore. But let me just give you a bit of a background about Melvin before I ask him to do his backstory. Yeah. Okay. Which is Melvin used to work with Success Resources to do copywriting for people like Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, Harv Eker. So you should know these names by now, you guys. And then after that, he goes on to do coaching with Asia's top consultants, marketers, sales professionals, and even agency leaders in financial services industry. And he co-owns and he has 2 businesses right now. One is a 7-figure consulting business. Or coaching business.
Yep.
All right. One is an 8-figure coaching business.
Yeah.
And Melvin, I first met you in 2016.
Yeah.
Okay. In a very tiny meeting room in International Plaza.
Yeah.
Okay. That was where your ad caught my attention.
Oh, cool. Man.
It must be through Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was predominantly using Facebook, and your ads were convincing.
Oh, thank you.
Enough, I went there. There were about like I say, about 20 people.
Yeah.
And back then, you were already. My impression of you back then was that you were already one of the most passionate speakers. That I've met.
Yeah.
Like because your energy was like off the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the people were like, the 20 people were like, just a bit more mellow.
Yeah.
Okay. But you were like just off the roof the whole entire time.
Yeah.
And it was very infectious.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't really recall the content now, but I could recall how it made me feel.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. All right. And it was about Marshall Thurber. Once again, I cannot really recall the contents of it. I think it was like you trying to link us up to Marshall.
Yeah.
Okay. And what happened was that was the first very good impression. And then the second time I met you actually was during, I think, a few years later when we were having the sales convention or conference at Devan Nair Institute.
Yeah, that was the one at Jurong, I think.
Yes, the one in Jurong, and the one that Eric Feng championed.
Yeah.
And I met you. I saw you there. You were volunteering.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the second time I met you.
Yeah.
Then the third time, now of course the fourth time, fifth time were all ads.
Yeah.
And then X-Factor.
Oh,
then I went for X-Factor.
Oh, thank you.
X-Factor. A 10 X-Factor, okay. X-Factor class, because I saw too many testimonials, too many reviews to ignore it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, like I say, you have been appearing on my YouTube again and again and again. And so I'm like, okay, shit, I have to find out what I'm missing out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I went for the 3-day course. At the end of the third day, I gave you a testimonial over Zoom.
Thank you.
To say that it was entirely very difficult for a dad to fork out 3 full days.
I know.
And of course, you exceeded expectations because you said like it's like 9 to 5 or
9
something.
to 5, 9 to 6, but we never ended.
Yeah, you never ended 9 to 5, 9 to 6. It went to 7, it went to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was very difficult, but I got so much value out of it. So,
Thank you.
Thank you. Man, I just want to say this so that
Thank you.
People please attend X-Factor. Go and find Google X-Factor method. All right, Melvin Soh. So bro, I've seen you come a very, very long way.
Yeah.
I'm very, very happy for you.
Thank you.
Okay, but one thing I don't know about you is that I don't know your backstory.
Yeah.
So we've seen you from 2016 to now. Now doing very well, very prominent. But what was your backstory? Like, how do you get here in the first place?
Yeah. So actually, I like telling stories about how I got here, because it's I feel it's the journey that matters, and if you understand it, you understand that I have come a very long way. You know, there are times at night when I think about, like, man, this is a very long journey. You know, I think sometimes we read people kind of start a business, it didn't go so well, then after they hit a stride, they make their millions, and that's it. But for me, it's not. This is as of right now, 2021, this is a 14-year journey. So I started so my entire story starts when I was in school. When I was in school, the long and short is I was always a rebel. I didn't like follow rules, because I later discovered that I'm more of a kinesthetic learner. So a kinesthetic learner is somebody who likes to stand and walk around. They don't like sit down and just like sit and just listen to what the teacher says. So kinesthetic learner is the one that every 45 minutes need to go toilet for 15 minutes. That one is me. Right? So as you can imagine, school was not really pleasant for me, because they love for you at that point of time to sit down for 6-7 hours, etc. So the only period that I really enjoy is PE. Because PE you can move it, right?
Nice.
So but as you can imagine, not being able to follow rules didn't lend itself very well to the teachers.
Especially back then.
Yes, especially back then. Now I think it's more relaxed, but back then it didn't lend itself to the teachers. But at the same time, the teachers couldn't, or the principal couldn't get rid of me. The reason was very simple, because I was also kind of the best student. So it was like I was one of the most ill-behaved, but I was also one of the best students. So it's kind of weird, right? Because my conduct would be like satisfactory or like that, but my grades were them good. So it was kind of confusing, because I was also taking prizes in school, like for being really good. So it was very confusing. However, at the period of time, I was what we call a rebel without cause. A rebel without cause is someone that knows what they don't want but don't know what they want. So like, if there are rules that I say, well, I don't follow rules, then people are like, all right, cool. So what do you want to do? I don't know. I just don't want to follow rules, right? So that moved all the way to when I was 18. When the army was also hard for me, because I didn't like to follow rules.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm now 20 years old, and I was reading in the army a lot of biographies, a lot of success-related books, and I realized that a lot of people who at least I read that were successful mostly dropped out of school, dropped out of uni.
Okay.
Right. Then I thought to myself, quite stupidly, when you're 20 years old, you have a lot of dumb thoughts. I thought one of the thoughts was like, hey, you know what? Why not drop out of uni? You know, that's right there is the secret. You know, if you drop out of uni, you start your own business, you'll be massively successful. After all, you work for Steve Jobs, right? After all, you work for all these other people, Bill Gates, etc. They never finish school, right? You work for Zuckerberg, right? So that's it. You know, come up with the idea, drop out of school and make millions. You know, that's kind of a dumb idea. Looking back, it's because dropping out is one thing, having freedom is one thing, but knowing what to do and having the wisdom and the skill set is another thing, and I had none of these. So I applied to SMU, so my grades were good enough, 4 A's. I had 4 A's and a special paper distinction, which by the way is good enough to go to Harvard, Cambridge, Oxford, whatever school you can think of on the planet. But I didn't want to apply for any of that, even though I was kind of in the top stream in Hwa Chong, in Hwa Chong JC.
In Hwa Chong?
Yeah, I was from Hwa Chong. And I was from the top stream in Hwa Chong. There was a program called the Humanities program. So everyone had kind of like a class bench below, and we had our own classroom, and our teachers were Brits, because the whole idea of the Humanities program is to really channel people. So my classmates are right now superintendents. They are very high-ranking people in GIC, in government, etc. These are people that I go to school with, right? So because the whole goal of the Humanities program is to set you on the path towards going to very top name schools, to take PSE scholarships, which many of my classmates did, and to come back and be very high-ranking government officials. It is the only goal of the Humanities program.
Wow.
So I got 4 A's. So I basically was one of the top 2 or 3 people in the Humanities program. But then when it came time to, let's say, apply for scholarships, all the people that lesser grades than me went apply, but I was like, nah, I don't want to apply for anything.
Okay.
Like, as you can imagine, very unpopular decision with my parents, because they're like, what the hell is going on? You can go to Harvard. I said, nah, I'm not going to go anywhere. I said, I don't want to go uni. They're like, are you an idiot? You have this kind of grades, you don't go anywhere. What kind of scholarship is that? I said, nah, I'm not going to go for no scholarship. So I suppose SPF Overseas Scholarship actually courted me. It's kind of funny in its own right, because I'm like a rebel, but
SPF, like Singapore Police Force.
They wanted to give me an overseas scholarship, but I turned it down. And so I turned everything down. So after I ORD, my mom was like, excuse me, like, you have 4 A's, you got no scholarship, no uni offer, what do you want to do? And so I said, okay, then I said, what's the easiest way to apply for something to appease them? But I no desire to go. I said, okay, SMU. So instantly I got SMU double degree, because my grades were really good. And they started throwing me that money straight away. I got SMU scholarship without any interview. like $10,000 per sem, all school fees covered. Because they're like, well, your grades are so bloody.
Bro, you're a smart person, man.
Okay. So, but I remember, here's one thing. I go for the double degree interview and I go in there and they're like, all right, cool. What do you want as your double? I said, nah, can I get single? Then they're like, huh? They're like, what? I say, it's not cute. People outside all wanting a double. You come in here with a double, you want a single? I say, yeah, actually, I'm not very interested. They're like, oh okay. do whatever you want. Okay. Right? So, and then I barely attend school. So I was Melvin.Soh.2008 at smu.edu.sg. That was my username, right? Yeah. So I barely go there.
Okay.
I still got an A- for one of the subjects, but the rest of them I just didn't care. I think my final year, my GPA was 1.4, 1.6. Like, I didn't care. Okay. I didn't even go because I was wanting to start a business, and I finally just dropped out in 2009. I just left.
Oh, you really?
Yeah, so I just didn't go. Okay. I was like, okay, screw this. I didn't go back.
Okay.
And then I went on to start to want to do business and try to start my own business.
Yeah.
But I quickly realized that just because you have a lot of energy, a lot of youth, a lot of ideas doesn't mean you know what to do.
Yep.
Right. I started a variety of things from 2009. I did copywriting, I did marketing, we did workshops, I did eBay, I did whatever you could think of. Sell ebooks or whatever. And I didn't know what the heck was
like
my
solo.
Yes.
Solo.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were solo.
So
Some of them I team up with people, but I didn't know what I was doing. I joined network marketing. I did a whole variety of things.
Yep.
And during the entire period of time, like I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know the skills. I didn't know how to select people. I didn't know what was good product. I basically knew nothing.
Yep.
And so all my ventures didn't really succeed. They would take off for just a while, then I'll just run out cash, and then after, etc. So on average, in a year, I'll make about less than $10,000 in a year. So that would average out to be about $800 to $900 per month.
Yep.
And as you can imagine, $800 to $900 per month, I was living in my parents' house, right? And I didn't have much money to do anything apart from just try to work on this business.
Yep.
But you're working, but I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. I'm not sure what the strategies are. At my lowest point, I was eating one meal a day at the nearby market, Chai Fan.
Yep.
Right, because that's all I could afford. Apart from paying bills and trying to do my business, I'll just stay at home and eat all the food in the house.
Yep.
And this happened not just for 1 year, not for 2, not for 3. This happened for 4, 5, 6, close to 7 years.
Wow.
And now I'm close to 27 years old. And I'm still at home, still running this business, making about $800 a month.
Wow.
And eating one meal a day. Now my mom has no sympathy for me. You see, I think people have sympathy if you're 21, 22 and you're starving and be like, oh, okay, that's part of the process.
Yep.
But now you're 26, 27, and it's like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you still in the house?
Yep.
Why are you still eating all the food in the house? Why you don't have a proper job?
Yeah.
Right? And then my mom is not thrilled. I stayed at Bukit Batok at the point of time. There was at West Mall, which is the Bukit Batok shopping mall. The second floor, there was Mime Restaurant. It was a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
And one day my mom was walking there and she saw a sign. The sign said, dishwasher, 5.5 days work, lunch, dinner provided, $1,600. She came and said, me you should consider. Because it's 2 times whatever you're earning for the last 6-7 years. Right? Well, I got kind of insulted, but it was true. I think $1,600 would be way better at $800. And honestly, I was eating one meal a day.
Yep.
And they came to the point where I started to have that realization, okay, cool, I've been doing this for about 6-7 years now.
Yep.
What the hell am I doing? Do I know what I'm doing? I'm working long hours. I think I know what I'm doing, but I have no idea. And finally, I decided to find my mentor, Marshall, back in 14, I think, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Right? And then I decided to just go up and...
When you were 27 years old?
Yeah.
How do you know who to find? You could have found Robin, Tony Robbins, you could have found Kiyosaki, but what do you find Marshall Thurber?
I think I had heard of him because at that point of time I was also trying to support myself by being a part-time trainer facilitator at this program called Supercamp. Supercamp is an accelerated learning program very similar to what Adam Khoo does, right? Because I felt that, okay, cool, if my business is not taking off, at least during June and December, there were school holiday periods. Yeah. Supercamp would take place, and when I volunteer, I didn't volunteer, when I would do the program, I would actually get paid a few $100. And I was actually quite good at teaching kids, etc.
Yep.
Right? And so Supercamp is created by Marshall Thurber and this girl called Bobby DePorter. Yes. And also Money and You is created by Marshall and Bobby DePorter. Okay. And I realized that a lot of top speakers like Tony, Harv Eker, Kiyosaki, Blessinger, etc., they were all Money and You grads. And at the same time, they was in some way linked to they have Supercamp also. So I realized, hey, this guy called Marshall Thurber apparently has trained many of the greats.
Right.
They've around. He's spoken very well by Jay Abraham and many top people. Yep. I said, I wonder if this guy is alive. And so I realized that on the 5th page of Google, his messaging was really shit at that point in time. On the 5th page of Google, I realized he was doing a class in Melbourne. Now you must understand, when I first discovered that he was doing a class in Melbourne, I never been to Melbourne.
Yeah.
I don't have the money to go to Melbourne.
Yep.
And I was like, the website looked kind of scammy. Okay. It was an Eventbrite website. No photo, anything. And they asked for quite a lot of money. 2,500 AUD, I think.
Okay.
I don't have that kind of money. I don't have the money to fly there. I've never been to Melbourne. But then there's something in my heart that said, hey, you know what, this might be it.
Yep.
And so I went to find my girlfriend, wife at this point in time. I said, hey, you can lend me some money. I want to go to Melbourne.
Wow.
And then she like, huh? Then I showed her the site. Then she asked me, legit or not? I said, I think so.
Okay.
Right. Then I also asked my parents for money also.
Yep.
And so I flew to Melbourne.
Yeah.
And when I flew to Melbourne, I realized that within the first half a day, when Marshall started talking, it was real. When Marshall started talking, I said, man, this guy's the real deal. You know, by the time the class ended, I had the answers to grow whatever business I had. At the end of the year, as I learned from Marshall and got him to mentor me also, I hit my first 5-figure per month.
Right.
Right. And I was
Just end of the year.
Yeah.
The course was a 1-day course?
No, 3 days.
3 days course.
3-day course. It was earlier in the year. So I basically took the rest of the year, the next 8 to 9 months, to really apply the things that I learned.
Right.
And by the time I hit my first 5-figure per month, I had 2 reactions. The first one was joy. Because in 1 month, I was now making more money I used to make in 1 year.
Yeah.
But then the next feeling I felt was rather irritation. Because it was like, if this man can help me, right, why the heck did I wait so long?
Yeah.
Right? So that was the one thing that I took away. In all things that you want to achieve and grow in, find yourself a mentor. A lot of people say, I want to DIY. You see, during that period of time, I had a realization, you don't know what you don't know.
Yes.
You see, when you DIY, you assume you know what to do.
Yes.
You assume you're fixing your own issues.
Yep.
But if you're an amateur, you're not even aware enough to know that you have a problem.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you're not even aware enough to know that you have a problem, how can you fix it?
Yep.
You have so many blind spots, right? So during that period of time, I learned, I said, hey man, if I found this guy and he helped me in 1 year, go from 3 figures to 5, I make more money in 1 month than I make in a year.
Yeah.
I said, I should have found this guy earlier. And that was the one thing I stored at the back of my brain. In all things that I do now, if I want to get good, I just find the very best people straight away. I don't want you watch YouTube. I don't want to screw around with a book. Let's go find the very best person, pay that person, shortcut it. Because why? I just spent 7 years of my life.
Yeah.
Right now in X-Factor, I coach some young guys. They are ages between 21 to 27. And I got one of them making $92,000 a month.
Wow.
$92,000 a month. I got some of them when they first joined me making about $20 per workshop, $500 per month. Now making 30, 40, 50K a month. What's the difference? The difference is me. Now I coach them, right? Because it took me more than 10 years to become a millionaire.
Yep.
And I tell them, I took 10 years so that you don't have to take 10 years.
Yep.
I have a guy that I coach, right? That became a millionaire in under 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't they make that? I wish I had myself as a mentor. It took me more than 10 years.
Wow.
Right? So the reason that I discovered, the reason you find somebody who's good is so that you don't have to take the length of time.
Yep.
Well, it was great. I was like, man, I should have found this guy earlier. That's my first lesson. And from then on, I went to do a variety of things, but this time I had a sense of direction and purpose. You know, some of the things that I've done years and years ago was write copy and success resources for some of the grades. Then I had my own freelance, and that was when I made more than five figures a month. Right, 10,000 plus. That was in my own freelance marketing business. Eventually, I brought Marshall to Asia because I said, "This man is great. You know, he turned my life around."
Yep.
But he's 70 plus years old.
Yeah.
And I had the sense. I had the sense that, you know, sometimes you get a sense in your heart, and I had the sense that I'm not sure if he's going to be well and healthy enough to do this for long. So
Well, especially when he eats ice cream.
yeah, you know,
Like
and back
crazy.
in 2016, 17, and 18, I'm very thankful in those 3 years that I brought him here. Because I had a sense in 2016 to bring him to Asia. Just a sense inside my heart. The reason, now that I look back, it was justified. Because I felt that the man was great, but he had, you know, I don't know how long he's going to be healthy enough to do this.
Exactly.
And in those 3 years, now it was a scary thing to bring him here because there were a lot of business programs around. At that point of time, yes, I was doing okay in my own marketing freelance business, but at the same time, no one knew Melvin Soh.
Yeah.
And bringing him here was a risk of an unknown person, an older person that nobody knew, an unknown product, a huge competition, and I didn't even have the kind of money I have now.
Yep.
Right? So and then people would definitely ask, like, who is Marshall Thurber?
Yeah.
You know, why should I go for his thing? But I had the sense, you know, sometimes passion and belief, I believe that it could be done, even though it was challenging and hard. And how am I going to put this together? You know, it's different when you work with success resources or other people and they have the manpower and the resources to put on big events. But now I'm the one about to put on a 400-500 person event. I don't know how to do it at one point of time. And so I found my amazing partner, Joe, and when you have a will, there's a way.
Yep.
You know, and one of the things that I gave my X-Factor people recently is a cup. And the cup reads, winners find a way.
Yep.
Because I didn't know how to do it.
Yep.
But I found a way. I found people, I found resources, and managed to pull it off 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. Each of the events were very successful. Right? They were $1 million events, more than $1 million bucks or so. And people really enjoyed it.
Yep.
We got paid justifiably for the hard work and the value that we delivered. During that period of time, a lot of people asked us, Mel, could you teach us about marketing? You know, you managed to do this in a span of 3 years and bring in like some of the greatest people, close to 1,000 people came.
Yep.
Right? And they are very high profile people. And people are like, hey man, teach me how to do this.
Yeah.
Right? I do for 10 years. I don't have the results that you do in like 1, 2 years and 3 years. But we always said no. Because one of the things I believe in is when you're doing something and anything great, focus is the key. And during that period of time, we wanted to focus. You know, I always tell the young guys that I coach that it's so hard to find something that works. Right? In e-commerce, it's so hard to find a winning product. In business, it's so hard to find things that work. And you know why I know? Because I had so many things that didn't work. And so when I found this one thing that worked, I said, I want to go all the way balls deep into this thing and really milk the heck out of it and really just focus. So all the things that people pitched me last time, my answer was what? No. I never want to do anything else apart from this. Right? Because it took me more than 10 years to discover something that works. I'm not going to like change straight away.
Yeah.
And the only reason we had to stop is eventually Marshall had a heart attack. Right, and he's still alive, but we didn't want him to fly 20 plus hours to come to Asia.
Yep.
And so at that point of time, I considered, okay, what I want to do next to add value to people.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, cool. All these people have been asking me about to teach them marketing for the longest time. This is how I started X-Factor.
Wow.
It's a very long journey. This is one of the longest intros but it is 14 years.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it is long. It is rocky. It is twists and turns, and I've experienced different things. And in some way, I feel, you know, there's a lot of people here, oh man, you coach people. In a way, I feel that I'm able to coach people, not just because of the things I've done right, but also I've done a lot of things wrong. I have struggled for a long time.
Yeah.
I know what it is like to eat 1 meal a day. I know what it is like to have to watch your friends be in a high-ranking job. Remember, I told you my friends are all PSC scholars. Yep. They have their superintendents, their own office. They're making 5 figures. I'm making $800 a month. I know what it is like to invest all your time and effort to do something and have it not work out. And I know what it's like to have something work out. Because these days, I mean, in the last few years, 4 or 5 years, I have sold more than 30 million Sing dollars worth of stuff on Zoom, live in person, on big stages, over the phone, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Right? So I know what it's like to struggle, and I know what it's like to make excellent money. So I have been to the 2 parts, and I can tell you there are a lot of interesting lessons to learn along the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I need time to sink it in, man. Like, wow, it's just like you just threw 14 years at me, and wow, like.
Now, there's a reason why I don't share it completely at the class, because it is a long story. So
but I think it's a story that we would love to hear, like over X-Factor. Especially at the start, man. Like, wow, that will be enough for us to like, whoa, we need to put everything aside and just listen to you, man. Like, Well, okay. I have a burning question. Like, okay, now that you have achieved, you know, like success and you know, like I'm sure you have, you know, more than enough money because you are a very simple man.
Yeah.
What keeps you hungry? Like because I'm sure you're contented.
Yeah.
Right. Like, what keeps you hungry? Like what keeps you wanting to do more? Like despite having, you know, despite being comfortable now.
So sometimes people ask me that question. They ask me like, oh, Mel, what's the motivation you had last time and what's the motivation you have now?
Yeah.
So I wish I had something intelligent to say. Like, you know, oh, my motivation last time is, you know, I had this burning vision, yada yada. No, my motivation last time was hunger. It's hunger and desperation.
Yeah.
I'm 27 years old and I'm making $800 a month. I need to get out of this. I've very committed myself to not go uni. I have an A-level degree. Yes, it's 4 A's, but this is Singapore. An A-level degree means nothing. Yeah. I only have a O-level degree technically. If I don't make this work, I'm stuck in a low-paying job for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay with my parents for the rest of my life. Right? Yeah. So last time it's desperation and hunger. Now it's merely one thing, right? So yesterday when I was coaching people, I think some of my clients asked, how do I change my mindset from a high 6-figure to a 7-figure business? Was that's where they are at now. And I say, I don't know if I've ever thought in terms of 7 or 8 figures. Yes, I own one business that does 7 figures, another that does 8. But my entire thing every single day is just growth. How can I grow more? Is this the fullest of my potential? How can I take whatever I have now and elevate things? How can I make a greater value to people? And that's what I think about. I must tell you, I very rarely think about the money. Like, the money gives security. I know it is there, right? Recently, I'm maybe thinking of moving out, right? And for the first time ever, like because I just ran a very simple place. You know, I know I have more than enough money to stay there for maybe the next 100 years.
Yeah.
Or longer, or however long, I don't care, right? But when I went on to Property Guru, etc., I look at some of these houses, I realized, hey, wow, I can buy all of these easily. Cash.
Wow.
I can go there just like, all right, do you want a lease? No, here's a bag of money, right?
Yeah.
I can buy all of these in cash, but I must tell you that I don't really think about that sort of stuff. Every single day, I think, am I being the best version of myself? Because, you see, there is an effect called a Dunning-Kruger effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect implies that dumb people are often the most confident in their abilities because they are so incompetent, they don't even know how bad they are. So some of the most confident, outwardly confident people are one of the dumbest people. Have you ever met people that don't know what the heck they're talking about, but they're very certain in what they're saying?
Of course, yeah.
Right. So then they also say that wisdom is knowing what you don't know.
Yes.
Right? Because you see, if you're really good at a field, you wouldn't actually come out and say, I'm an expert, I'm a guru, I'm really good, because you know enough to know, like, actually, I think I have shortcomings here and here and here and
Exactly.
and here. So sometimes when people say that, Mel, you're successful, you're an expert, you're a guru, you're a mentor, you're a coach, you're I don't always respond. I go, Not like I agree, because I am aware enough, having done this for 14 years, where all my shortcomings are. And that's all I think about every single day. I'm going, well, this thing is not that good. You know, so I don't know if I walk out and ever think that, like, I don't call myself Shifu, Guru, or whatever the heck people call themselves, because I know what I'm not good at. And I know that, man, you know, it's like a fighter watching his own fight. He goes,
exactly.
You see this part? No one sees it. But I'm smart enough to go, do you see this 15 seconds here? I don't think I did the right thing.
Yes.
Or like a soccer player going, you see this here? I think I made the wrong pass.
Right.
So I can self-analyze and know where I'm not good at.
Okay.
So
That grounds you.
And I think it's the only thing I think about, frankly. Right? It's the only thing I think about.
Wow.
Every single day, I realize that right now we have a 7-figure, yes, but I can see that there are flaws. I can see there are a lot of things that we're not doing right. Yes, we have an 8-figure thing, but so many things that we could be doing a lot better. And sorry, that's all I think about every day.
Right.
You know, as opposed to like, oh, Mel, you're so successful. I must confess, I don't ever really think about that.
Okay.
I don't ever go and sit on my sofa and go, you're really successful. I don't actually say that to myself at all. I must be real honest. I don't know if this is very encouraging, but I never ever go like, Mel, you are really successful. I think I've learned a few things. And that's how I conduct X-Factor really. I say, I think I've learned a few things. I would love to share it, but at no point in time do I ever think that I'm a guru, like, hey, you know what, I'm already done. I feel that the only time you can talk about these kind of things is when you retire. When you retire and you're not playing, sure, call yourself whatever. But for as long as you play, it's like soccer like that, right? We can be 3-0 up, 4-0 up now, but if you get complacent, there's a chance we'll lose it.
Exactly.
So if you're still playing, I don't really think you want to come out and call yourself a guru, an expert, because let's be real, tide turns really fast.
Yes.
It turns really fast. I've done this for 14 years. You can be high at the top in one moment and then scraping bottom at the next moment. This is the game. It is like when you're in a basketball game or a soccer game, or you're in a fight, it looks like you're winning. Then afterwards, you catch a punch, and all of a sudden, you're looking up, wondering what the hell just happened.
Exactly.
So I never ever think about that for myself. I just think, okay, there are a lot of shortcomings here. How can we grow? How can we fix this? How can we make next 6 months better than last 6 months, etc. So that's all I think about.
So your motivation now is really just growth. How can I be a better version of myself?
Because see, I might not know all the answers, but now I can spot shortcomings.
I see.
Way better. And that's what I say by coaching. Because coaching is the idea of spotting shortcomings and fixing it.
Yes.
Some they are present and some they have not appeared. And that's why I know how to coach people, because in a way, I look at that for myself.
I see.
Yeah.
And so you agree that, I mean, of course, you recommend that everyone has a coach, right? So
okay, so first of all, I always don't preach to everybody, because like it really depends on how successful do you want to be. Whether you want to burn 6, 7 years. You see, the idea of a coach is not hard to understand. You know how to drive, right?
Yeah.
You just go in the car and crash? No, because that's kind of dumb. Right? I mean, you went to maybe Bukit Batok Driving Center, etc. Right? And then there was a guy who sat beside you and went, no, you shouldn't turn right. So the guy's your coach, right? You know swim? Maybe
initially
not. But if you jump into the pool, right? No one's going to send their kid to the swimming pool and say, hey, you just drive in, drink water. If you screw around for a while, you'll figure it out. No, then you have no more child. Your child will die. You're at the bottom of the swimming pool. So we hire a swimming coach. We hire a swimming instructor. We hire a driving instructor. If you're going to learn a new sport, we are okay having a yoga instructor. Those are coaches, right? What is a coach? A person who knows more things than you, who is there to impart. So I also don't understand why when it comes to like business coaching, people have such a great idea with it. Because it's just like,
wow. Now that you put it this way.
In life, let's say I don't know how to cook.
Yeah.
I can go and muck around
Yeah.
and poison myself and my family.
Okay.
Right? Or I can find maybe my mom will knows how to cook better, or maybe your mom will knows how to cook better, and then she will stand there and teach us, and she's a coach now.
Yep, of course.
We don't really have an issue with that, right? So in all things, in human civilization,
Yep.
people who have more wisdom have imparted them to people who don't know as much. And that right there is coaching. Now, whether you want to call it a coaching, a mentor, a program, whatever you call it.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
simply it is. A passing of information from one. If you're a father and you pass it to your child,
Yeah.
you're kind of your child's coach.
yeah, you can say so.
It is as simple as that. So it is like, so if you have an issue with it, you just ask yourself, there are only two ways to learn. One is by a mentor or coach or whatever you want to call it, someone who knows
Yep.
and has gone through a road. And number two is by mistake. So you
Right.
can learn what hot is by going to touch a fire, or maybe somebody else got burned and is like, I don't think it's a good idea. So there are only two ways to learn. So pick whichever you want. Do I think everybody should get? No, if you feel like learning by drinking water in the swimming pool, crashing your car, or touching a fire, go ahead, be my guest. I did that. Kind of dumb, but if you want to do it, do it.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Oh, now you put it so clearly, like it seems like, like why, if you want to, become a better version of yourself, you don't engage a coach. Like, yeah.
I mean,
why?
Look, I mean, it is what it is. Will you learn something by mistake?
Yeah.
You might,
You might.
but you might not also.
Mm-mm.
I always ask people this question. Let's say you cannot drive, right? I give you 40 cars.
Yep.
You can crash all 40. Doesn't mean that after you crash all 40, first of all, you might be dead. But let's say you crash all 40.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that after you crash all 40, you know how to drive properly.
Yeah. Correct.
Just because you muck around. Because in those 6-7 years
Yeah.
of my struggle, right?
Yeah.
Now it's very painful, right? Now I wish I said, trial and error, I learned so much.
Yep.
But I don't think I did that.
I see. Okay.
I don't think I did that. You can struggle in the pool for 1 year and not be
Yeah.
Michael Phelps.
True.
Right? So that was why I realized that I made more progress in a few months under the right mentor than I did in 6-7 years of struggle. I said, man, this is a dumb idea. This is why I said I got irritated and frustrated.
Right.
Because I was like, man, I should have found this guy earlier. What was I doing?
Okay.
And I never made a mistake again.
Okay.
Never made a mistake again.
So what's the difference between reading books and engaging a coach?
I think you read a book to open your mind to ideas.
Right.
Right? It gives you inspiration, it gives you ideas. I think books work excellently well. Now watch, I still read books today. I think it works excellently well if you're rather skilled already. I'm going to tell you this, right? It works two ways. If you're new, books open your mind to ideas. But you see, there's so many ideas inside. You don't know enough to know how to execute it.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? But it awakens you. You're like, whoa, I never saw. Let's say you read Rich Dad Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki talks about cash producing or cash flow assets. So you know nothing about finance. It is a great idea now.
Yeah.
Wow. How to do it? You know? You don't know, right? You don't know, right?
Yeah.
Right? But it opens your mind. Which I never considered this before.
Right.
That's the key. So if you're new, it opens your mind to ideas.
Yep.
But if you're experienced,
Yeah.
like let's say right now, you seasoned property investor, you look at it, and all of a sudden you go, I know how to do it.
Understand.
So I am at the second stage. Now, I used to be at the first. I know
Right.
ideas, but I didn't know how to execute.
Yeah.
But I'm now at the second. I'm now at the second stage now because now I can go and take a look at people's advertising and marketing and immediately find the idea.
Wow.
So I'm skilled. So now when I read books, I get the idea immediately. I can call my partner and say, hey, bro, let's apply this.
Right.
Because now I know enough. When I read a book, here's how I read a book now. I'm scanning for ideas that I can apply.
Okay.
I'm not as certain if I want to read every single line, but because a book, for me, especially in the field that I'm really good at,
Yep.
contains maybe 3 to 4 good ideas inside. I want to find these ASAP.
Yep.
I will go and execute it.
Yep.
Because I'm not reading for inspiration. I'm reading for ideas.
Understand.
I'm reading for things that I can apply maybe tomorrow in my coaching program, in my business, that gives me an edge.
And you already have the skills to
So
execute it.
I give you a classic example. Let's say right now,
Yeah.
you are a newbie and you're watching, let's say, a boxing fight.
Yeah.
You don't know enough to know what any of them are doing. You only know when a person looks there, like they're punching and they KO and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, that's a cool fight.
Yes.
I'm now a pro. As I watch a fight, right, I'm seeing things that you don't see on it.
Wait, like you're really now a pro because you learn.
Yeah, no, as in like, as example.
Okay,
yeah,
example. I
because
thought like you're really good at
because
boxing.
I'm a pro at what I do, but not at boxing.
Okay.
That one, I engage a coach to teach me, but I'm not very good. Yet. Right? But let's say I'm a pro boxer and I watch the same fight. I'm seeing things you never see on it.
Yes.
I see, whoa, do you see that move there? Oh, then immediately I go, let's go and practice that tomorrow. So that's the difference.
Right.
There's really a difference at which level you are. And if you don't know, you're not at a pro level. But trust me. Because people ask me, so which level do you think I am? If you need to ask this question, you're not a pro. Because all the pros know they are pro. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So if you need to ask them, you're not pro.
So, bro, do you have a coach then?
I have more than one. In everything that I do, I have more than one.
Can you let me know?
Boxing,
Yeah,
I have a coach. When it comes to my mental side, I have a personal coach who coaches Robert Kiyosaki. Is my mindset coach. Her name is Jade. When it comes to let's say tactics and strategies.
You have the same coach as Kiyosaki?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Like right now?
Yeah. I meet her every 2-3 weeks. We talk about mindset stuff.
Well, when your mindset is already at the top.
Yeah, but
still
that's why I teach people. Right?
Wow.
If you're telling people that they should join a coaching program even though they're at the top, then it's kind of incongruent if you don't have one. I have more than one.
Okay.
In all that I do, I have a coach.
Right.
Because I learned that. Remember I told you the lesson? I never went back to DIY. I said, because now even easier. Now I got money. Right? So if I want to get good at something, I just find the best person.
Exactly.
Yeah. When I wanted to get good at health, I went to. So you maybe read about Wim Hof. I went to find Wim Hof.
I know you went into the ice pool with him, right?
Yeah. I went to find Wim Hof for 5 days. Right?
How do you find him? Like, can you just find him?
He was doing retreats online, etc. And I said, you know what? Even though it looked rather inconvenient to go, I said, I'll do whatever it takes to get there. I want to learn directly from the guy.
So how do you approach him? Even like was he open enough for you to approach him, like to talk to him and?
Yeah. Of course, he was doing a retreat there, very small base retreat, and then it cost quite a lot of money to go and just go and attend. So I wanted to go all the way there. I had a bunch of questions I want to ask him, and I just paid whatever it took to go there. So some of these people, they do events, small scale but expensive events.
Right, small scale. Okay,
yeah, and then some of them, they have coaching services available. It doesn't matter for me.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just fly all the way there.
I fly over. Now COVID is hard,
of course.
But now my attitude is, if this person is really good at what they do, how can I engage this person to answer some of the questions, see my blind spots, tell me what I'm doing right, tell me what I'm doing wrong, ASAP.
Okay. Right.
Because do you know what money is for me now? It saves time.
You
see,
buys back time,
because remember, I burned 6-7 years.
Exactly.
You see, people are like, oh, Mel, you have a bunch of money now. But I never going to get my 6-7 years back.
Yeah.
Right? And I look at some of the young guys that I coach, right? They're 21, 22, 23. They're making 20, 25, 30, 50, 60, 80, $92,000 a month. Yes, I'm happy for them. But at the same time, I wish that person was me. I wish I didn't have to spend 6-7 years sleeping on the couch, eating one meal a day.
Wow.
Right? But, so, if I can find a mentor now, what am I going to read a book? No.
Right.
I'm going to find, I see the book, say, is this guy available?
Of course.
That's what I do.
But you have the money now, so what do you have to say to people who don't already have the money?
Very simple. If you're at the beginner phase, right, read good books. Open your mind to ideas. And when you open your mind to ideas, if you can find the top person who wrote the book, and you're able to apprentice for them, you're able to work for them, do it. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
You see, boss, at the start you have nothing to offer. Let's be brutally real. You have nothing to offer. If your family rich, right, then borrow money from your labu, then go and engage the person.
Okay.
But for some of you, you are not very rich. Right?
Yep.
But what you can give is time.
Understand.
So proximity is power.
Okay.
So if you can go and find this person and work for them,
Yeah.
when you work for them, that means they pay you to learn.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's priceless.
I wish you to learn, right? Yeah. Exactly.
Right. So it is absolutely priceless.
I think that's the exact same advice that Gary Vaynerchuk has for young
Oh, really?
people.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, just like you might even want to work for free beside that person. Yeah, just to leverage.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the stuff you learn will last a lifetime. The one thing that gives people security in life is not money. It is not money. If you take away every single cent I have now, first of all, I'll get rather irritated because I deserve the money. See, it's not just I have it.
Yeah.
It's the reason I keep it well is because I deserve it. Deep down in my heart, right, I feel that every single cent, when I look in my bank account, I absolutely deserve. I have no guilt, no shame, no apology, no like, oh, well, how do you? No, I feel I deserve every cent because I remember every ache, every blood, sweat, tears that I have there. So this money, this success I have, I deserve. Absolutely, I deserve. But at the same time, if you took away every single cent of it, right, I'm fine. You know why?
Yeah.
Now, first of all, I get irritated. I'm fine because I have the skill set.
Yeah.
You see, I wasn't handed an inheritance.
Yeah.
I made every cent of this myself.
Yes.
I know what it takes. And because I know what it takes, right, I can do it again.
Yeah.
This time around faster.
I see.
Yeah. So that gives you real security. So
Skill sets give you real security.
Money doesn't
Not
give you security.
Right.
Why? You piss the government off, they freeze your account, you got no more money.
Yeah.
You get a divorce, you got no more money. Blah, 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 blah. A lot of things can happen in life. If money is your security, that means that if I take away it, you have no security.
Right.
My security comes from within. It comes from who I am as a person,
Yeah.
the character, the lessons I've learned, and the skill set I have. You take away every single thing. That's why I feel that when people attend X-Factor, they have a sudden realization.
Yeah.
They have a realization, right, that I'm not an internet guru.
Yeah.
You can. I'm now sitting here in a t-shirt, shorts. This is not my place, etc. But I can do everything I can do at home,
Yep.
in my office,
Exactly.
in my comfort zone.
Yep.
Because it's not about my location.
Yep.
It's about me.
You talk a lot about, if I want to just say something about X-Factor,
Yeah.
is that about being a person, a good person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think being a solid person and a good person, those are two things. A solid person is one that you see, if I can only play basketball under the right circumstance, in the right place, with the people that. Come on, man.
Okay.
That's not very practical.
Yeah, of course.
But I can do it anywhere. I can do it in a Toa Payoh basketball court with a rusty rim. I can do it in Madison Square.
Yeah.
I can do it anywhere because it's not about the place. It's about me.
Yep.
I know how to do it. I don't care where I do it.
Okay.
And that was something I learned and wanted also. I wanted to kind of be like the real deal. I wanted to go to any place, anytime, and be able to execute everything that I say I can do. Right? If I say I can do it, it doesn't need to only be, he can only do it on Zoom
Yep.
with his iPad open and the notes available. No, I can do it anywhere.
Yep.
The computer shut off, I can do it.
Yep.
Right? Just big stage, small stage, I can do it. I can do everything I say I can do.
Understand.
That's the first key. And second of all, so that's when you're solid.
Yep.
And second of all is when you're truly a good person.
Yep.
Because I kind of realize that, first of all, this industry is very interesting.
Yeah.
Karma is a very real thing.
You believe in karma?
Yeah. Not only do I believe in karma, I see karma. I do it for 14 years. I see what happens, right? When you are one way, and then off stage you're another way. Because remember, I used to volunteer at Success Resources, and I saw a lot of big name speakers, and they're one way on stage and one way off. And I see that, I see, remember, I've been volunteering since 2008. So what gives maturity? Wisdom, length of time, and perspective. You see, you don't really have wisdom in a short amount of time because there are some ideas that are fantastic short term. You see, really scamming people, squeezing people, being unscrupulous is a great idea short term. It works very well for 1 or 2 years.
Yep.
But then it blows back. So is it really a good idea if it blows up 5 years, 7 years later?
Yep, exactly.
Right? It might look like a good idea after 1 or 2 years. It's kind of like steroids. Right?
Yeah.
Steroids are a fantastic idea. You pump a few steroids, right? End of this year, your muscle going to be very big.
Yeah.
But you're not going to live very long. So is it a good or bad idea? Really depends what your perspective is.
Exactly.
So because I have 14 years of perspective, right? I look at some of these things, I go, it's not a very good idea to be a dick. It's a good idea to be a good person. It's a good idea to give a lot of value. Because I feel like doing business for a long amount of time.
Of course.
I don't want to have a short lifespan.
Yeah.
Which, if you look at this industry, of you guys are in sales, you see some people with short lifespan. You see some agencies or some people doing things that are gray area, or even not even gray area. It's like straight up like whoa.
Yep.
And they make money.
Exactly.
Be happy for them because they're going to need that money when their ass get canned 2 to 3 years later. It's as simple as that. Because so it's like, how long do you want to play?
Yeah.
How long do you want to be alive? How long do you want to be okay in the industry?
Yeah.
Right? All this gray area stuff, fantastic to do. Short term.
Yeah.
Always blows up.
Yep.
Long term.
Always blows up.
So, is that a good idea or a bad idea? You see, now if you say it's a good idea, it shows your perspective.
Exactly. Yes.
If you think it's a bad idea, it shows your long-term perspective. Young people need a coach because young people have a lot of great ideas that work short term. Because when you're young, you don't think very long.
Okay.
But when you're older, right, you think a bit longer. Like you're like, well, this is gonna work so well. You see, the older you get, the longer you think, right?
Yeah.
Right? There's some, because when you're young, you don't sleep much.
Yeah.
You drink all sorts of alcohol. You eat all sorts of shit because you are just thinking about next week.
Yep.
My body feels fine. Who cares?
Yep.
But the older you get, you start thinking. You have kids, right? You start thinking, this is gonna work out so well when I'm 50. It's not such a good idea, right? It's gonna work out when I'm 60.
Understand.
This is gonna work out like like for next 10 years. What is that? It's called maturity.
Yes.
Maturity is when you start thinking about things beyond the current.
Okay.
And you never do that when you're young.
Understand.
It's when you hit a certain point and start thinking.
Okay.
That's maturity.
Then okay, I have 2 questions here. Okay, the first one is I always tell my audience, right, or people who are following me, that a good salesperson is a good person, a good human being first.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your definition of being a good human being? Because it's very broad, very general. Like,
So let's talk first and foremost, what is a good salesperson, and then link it to a good human being. What is sales? Sales is the conveying of value of a product or service to another person.
okay,
That's all sales is. What is a sales presentation? Me letting you know that, hey, you have a problem, you have a pain, and I happen to have something that can solve it.
Yep.
That is really what sales is. It's as simple as that. So fundamentally, it goes down to, do I believe in my product? Do I have something of value?
Yep.
Because value is more important. I can be a good person, but have a rubbish product, and if I passionately sell it, it's not going to do the other person a lot of good. So I think fundamentally, we need to ask ourselves, do I care about people? Do I care about people? Am I a good person in telling the truth? And do I have something of value that genuinely can benefit people?
Understand.
If I am competent, I have strong character,
Yeah.
and I have something that can truly help people, and I convey it in a solid fashion,
Yep.
in an honest fashion,
Yeah.
I'm a good salesperson.
Wow, did you just say character.
Yeah, so I'm competent.
Competence.
Yeah, so I'm competent.
Yeah.
I'm a good person, and I also have something of value that I convey to people honestly.
There's 3 C's already, bro.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
good.
yeah. Yeah. I just. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
Understand.
that makes a good salesperson.
Okay.
So
okay.
a good salesperson, first and foremost, right? Let's say you sell insurance or financial products.
Yeah.
I think first and foremost, right, at some level, do you buy your own shit?
Understand.
Like I think it's really critical. I give you an example. I have friends who sell supplements.
Yeah.
Now some of the friends I know that sell supplements are some of the most unhealthy people I've ever met.
Right. Okay.
They don't give a shit about health and fitness.
Yep.
I'm quite sure they don't take their own supplements.
Okay.
And so while I love my friends because of the relationship we have,
Of course.
I fundamentally will not do the business that they do. Right? Some people say, why are you friends with them? I think they're great marketers and they treated me well. But at the same time, I disagree with what they do and I'll never get into their business, even though it seems like a good idea.
Understand.
Because I feel a strong disconnect selling something that I don't personally take.
Understand.
Right? If I don't take the supplements, I don't consume it, I don't feed my mother the supplements, I don't feed my brother the supplements,
Yeah.
why am I selling it?
Of course.
Because then, if I cannot answer that question, we can be all grey area and smart and be all lawyer-like and dance around it. Well, but and let's just be real. If you don't take your own supplement,
Yeah.
you don't believe in it, right? But you think it's kind of shitty, right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
but it's good enough to sell though to other people, right? You kind of see.
Yes. It's like a chef that doesn't eat his own cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, come on. If you don't take it, you don't feed your own family, means you take shit. But you sell other people. So I feel that if you're a good salesperson, number one, first and foremost, you believe in your own thing.
Understand.
Like, do you buy your own thing? Will you recommend your own thing to your parents?
Understand.
Right? And if you do, then when you sit down, you believe in it, you know that it's solid,
Yep.
and you convey the value to other people. I think that comes from an authentic place.
Okay.
And usually people can kind of tell.
Of course.
Because it transcends just like, I'm here to sell you something.
Of course. Yes.
It's about communication of value. It's like, hey man, I believe in this thing. And that's why you still remember me, because when I told you about Marshall, I was not selling. I told you about something that I spent more money, more time, about something that I genuinely believe. And that was why even till today you still remember.
I remember the
Because I
emotions
was
and
not
feelings. Yes.
selling only.
I don't think so. I
I was conveying the value from an authentic space.
Yes.
So I think that makes a good salesperson.
Right. And wow, thank you. Then the second question I have is, then just now you talked about health.
Yeah.
Right. Like, are you if you do something, you're not going to live for very long. Like, what are some of the things that you are doing now, like to prolong your
My own
lifespan?
health.
Yeah. Own health.
Very simple. I think being very, very conscious about the food I eat is one.
Okay.
Very, very conscious.
So does that mean that you still eat Cai Peng?
No. Sometimes
Okay.
I do, but it really depends what type you order.
Okay.
I still order type, but not from the neighborhood store, because I got since then I got observed the way they cook. So I order in. I'm very conscious about the food I choose, and I always ask myself this question: is the food I'm eating gonna give me more health and more energy?
Okay.
Right? Which is a different question than is the food I'm eating gonna taste really good? Because my job now requires high performance.
Understand.
And so every decision I make, right? Let's say I go and eat a bunch of Hokkien mee now.
Yeah.
It's gonna taste really good for both of us.
Yep.
For the next 2 hours, we are gonna be dog shit,
Yep.
and that's not good.
Okay.
Right? Because what's the definition of good? Short term or long term? Is it? Correct.
Exactly.
So I start thinking and asking different questions. I reduce the amount of alcohol I drink. I go for I have people take care of my body every single week.
I like how you say reduce, not abstain.
Reduce lah.
Okay.
Reduce.
Still cannot.
I
Okay.
I have the occasional drink,
Okay.
but significantly lesser than when I was younger.
Of course.
It's kind of funny. When I was younger, I was broke, but somehow did find money to buy alcohol. It's
Okay.
kind of hilarious. Also, so I have people take care of my body every single.
What do you
week.
mean you have good?
Chiro, different kind of treatments that I do.
Right.
I have routines that I do every single day. So even before I came here, I did my breathing. I did a whole bunch of things, and I believe strongly in a routine.
Okay.
I don't just believe in things that you just like do.
Right.
I believe in things that you do consciously, subconsciously every single day.
Yeah.
The less you need to think about it, the better.
Of course.
Yeah. So there are just routines that I do every day that ensure that that I'm healthy, not just physically, but also mentally, emotionally also.
Like, do you take like cold baths or like?
Yeah. I think ice baths. There was one thing I learned from Wim Hof.
Yeah.
It's not as easy in Singapore, right? So I mean, this is kind of weird for everybody watching, but I buy ice. I fill it up in a bucket and I just dunk it on my head. A bit like ice bucket challenge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Every single morning.
I would say every single morning,
okay.
but definitely frequently 4 to 5 times a week.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you buy ice like from 7-Eleven and
No, from NTUC, not 7-Eleven. Yeah, because NTUC allows you to buy big bags of it.
Oh, okay, I understand. Okay, and you do your breathing. You have people, watching over your health, and of course you watch what you eat.
Yeah.
Which is this thing gonna give me health and energy?
Yeah.
Right. Not just taste. Tasty is
I think health and energy. Now I'm not saying it must taste like shit, but at the same time, I think it's really critical. That I ask myself also is this nutritious? Will it prolong my longevity? Will it give me energy? So those are questions I ask. Very, very, very different questions than when I was young.
But of course, you do like cheat once in a while, right? Like to eat yourself, give yourself pizzas.
Every once in a while, and while I enjoy it, I'm also reminded of what happens afterwards. You see, in life, all decisions have consequences.
Understand.
You see, nothing is free.
Yeah.
And you must be very cautious when it appears free, because now you're going to pay a price you don't know. You see, you should let it sink in.
Shit. Huh?
Because nothing in life is free.
Yeah.
Now, at least if people tell you the price upfront, you know what you're paying. But if you don't know what you're paying, you should actually be more cautious, because it's more dangerous. Because you're about to pay a price you're not aware of.
Wow.
Nothing in life is free.
Okay.
Every goal requires a price, an effort. Nothing is free. I think people get scammed for a very simple reason.
Yeah.
They believe they can get something for nothing.
Yeah.
And then scammers take their something and give them nothing.
Understand.
So nothing in life is free. There is no free lunch. You want to get fit, you got to do the work.
Okay.
You want to get rich, you got to do the work. You want to get skilled, you got to put in the work. The quicker people understand that everything you want is 100% possible,
Yep.
but it's not free.
I mean, talking about this, what are some of the things that you paid your dues and made your
Mentors,
sacrifices?
work, effort. I still work exceptionally hard. In fact, I kind of joke, right, that I work harder now, having made money, than when I didn't have money. Last time I kind of worked, but I didn't work with the same kind of intensity and like attitude like right now. But now it's from a different space.
Yeah.
But that's why I say I deserve it.
Yeah,
I
of
deserve the money, because it's like for the amount of work and the journey I've gone through, I deserve it. So I tell my clients, right, the best way to hold on the money is not to make it. The best way to hold on the money is to deserve it. So you look at a bank account and go, you know what, every cent here, right, I deserve.
Yeah.
So when you sit down and look at people and tell people my coaching fees are this amount of money, I have no guilt, no shame, no waver in my voice. You know why?
Yeah.
I feel I deserve every cent.
Exactly.
In fact, I almost think it's a good deal for you. It's not a reframe, like salesperson kind of reframe, like, oh, let's do NLP and convince us. No.
Yeah.
It was deep down in my
Deep
heart.
down, you relieve.
I go like,
relieve.
when you pay me this money, you're going to make a shit ton of value.
Right.
So damn right, if you want to get a result, pay me. So as simple as that.
Wow.
You know, so it comes from a deep place.
Of course.
You want to deserve it. Not just make it. Because when you just make it, but deep down you don't deserve it, you self-sabotage.
Somehow you lose it, right? Yeah.
You self-sabotage. Because you self-sabotage because you feel undeserving. You feel unworthy.
Understand.
But I feel very worthy. Because I'm like, damn right, I deserve it.
Of course. How do you unwind nowadays? Like,
well, I watch TV shows. I think part of the thing that makes a good advertiser and a good marketer is the ability to tell stories. I know some people trash TV and all that, but be conscious of what you watch. But if you find a good story, watch it, enjoy it with your family, enjoy it for yourself.
Yeah.
But also at the back of your mind when you're watching it, right?
Yeah.
Watch how they tell the story. You see, human beings love to communicate in terms of stories. It's got Insta stories, Facebook stories.
Yes.
You know, vlogs are stories.
Yes.
You know, best way to communicate an idea, stories.
Yes.
Most people are very bad storytellers.
Okay.
And if you watch shows and go beyond just enjoying it, but you understand the mechanics of telling a good story, how do they hook our attention here?
Yes.
Why do I find myself watching one after the other?
Yes.
How do they build characterization here? How do they build dialogue over here? How does the story flow by keeping us entertained even though we're sitting there watching the TV for like 2-3 hours? You know how short attention span human beings are?
Yeah.
No, but we can watch it for 2 hours and go, wow, that was really fun. So just watch. They are doing something right.
Yes.
Because we're not checking our phone.
Yeah.
We are not sidetracked. They are keeping our attention.
Yes.
The one thing that's hard to do is to keep attention.
Yes.
Right? But if you can see how they do so with stories, something like
I find myself like stuck to the TV whenever I switched on Blacklist on Netflix. Yeah. It just gets me.
I watch every episode of that show.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh, you finished season 8?
Yes, I finished season 8.
Now we have to wait for season 9.
Raymond Reddington and Elizabeth Keane. I watched the whole thing. I have clients that watch Blacklist, and Blacklist is one of the... Blacklist has last 8 seasons. Right? By stringing David along, for some of people who haven't watched, you can watch.
You can
by stringing along a few key questions that are never answered, but they keep teasing you. They keep teasing you. And it's not episode by episode. By season, they tell you, we'll answer this question. But they never. But it keeps you watching. Right? It's like close 10 years, you're like, all right, cool. I want to answer. Like, God damn it, just give me the answer. But it is great.
Shit.
You know, there are so many things to learn from good storytelling.
So okay, can we just dissect Blacklist with your expertise, because I find myself getting hooked to this storyline, but I'm not sure why. Like, why?
You are not the only person. I watched about 2 or 3 episodes a night last time. So first of all, and this can link back to marketing as well.
Of course.
Number one, interesting big idea, critical.
Okay.
Right. By without giving too much away, the show is about an FBI agent called Elizabeth Keene, and her mysterious relationship with the number one most wanted criminal called Raymond Reddington, who has been on the run for 30 years, who decided to surrender himself all of a sudden to the FBI, which is what kind of criminal does that? On the pretext only speaking to a brand new agent called Elizabeth Keene. Our first question is, why the hell is this seasoned criminal talking to this particular newbie?
Understand.
And what is their relationship? How does he know so much about her? Is he her father? Is he not? What the heck is going on? Right? And he promises to give them a bunch of cases with criminals around the world doing really screwed up things called the Blacklist.
Yes.
How does he know these people? Will he ever get into trouble? So many unanswered questions.
Understand.
So first key, great idea. The trailer itself was what got me wanting to watch the show.
Understand.
Because you watch the trailer and you're like, wow, interesting, bizarre premise.
Wow.
Huge, big idea, memorable. That's what an X-Factor is.
Okay.
You watch a 1 minute, 30-second trailer, you're like, I need to watch the show. First key. Number two, amazing characters.
Okay.
Raymond Reddington, amazing character. Right? I'm not so sure about Elizabeth Keene, but I think Raymond Reddington is why a lot of people watch. So every good story requires a attractive character, an amazing character and he tells the backstory, the origin story, unique perspective, wonderful different behavior, while not always being the nicest person. But it just keeps you fascinated. Number three, ongoing plot line. Because the plot moves ahead.
Of course.
There are twists and turns, and that keeps us engaged. Right? And then next one is always that cliffhanger moment, which Blacklist is amazing at doing. A cliffhanger is something that hooks you. Right? And then they're like, next episode, we'll tell you that. Classic, beautiful writing.
Right.
So these are a lot of the big ideas that are really important. So how does it link into marketing? Like if a financial advisor wants to build their brand,
of course,
first of all, you need to unleash and find what makes you unique and special. That's your X factor. Like Liz has a very interesting X factor, big idea.
Okay.
A person needs to find their big idea.
Understand.
A person needs to understand how they characterize themselves. Like how Raymond Reddington does. His backstory, his unique delivery, blah, blah, blah. Right? And then a person needs to be able to go on a journey and guide people on their journey with them. Right? And a person needs to have like interesting developments that are happening in their life that they kind of like, review some to their followers and tease people and keep people engaged. So all the things that work in great TV shows like The Blacklist work for people in marketing. And that's why I say, well, you don't want to devote all your time watching TV. If you watch good TV and you watch what they do, it's excellent.
I see. And while you watch TV, you try to find inspiration on how to do good.
Oh no, I just straight up watch and go like, if I'm bored, I know why. And if I'm turned on, I'm like, whoa.
Understand. Okay. And just now you mentioned that you are doing some coaching for some of the agency leaders. In the insurance business. Like what do you coach them about? Like
so I coach agency leaders from Prudential, from AIA, from Manulife. I think there's former Finexis also. Now I forgot, it's an independent advisory now. They're all agencies leaders wanting to recruit more people.
Understand.
You see, the idea of having an X factor is people either want to get more clients or they want to get amazing people.
Understand.
Right? So for your industry, getting amazing people in can really be significant for building a team and can be significant for agency leader income. Right? But finding the right people is really important.
Understand.
And how exactly do you attract the right people? How exactly do you filter and know whether this person is right? And that's one thing that they need help in.
Understand.
Because a lot of agency leaders are looking for people. So why exactly should this young person come and join you? Right? Because if they want to join the industry, that's cool. But why would they join one company and why would they join this particular leader? I say most of the time people join leaders over companies.
I think so.
Because they understand that if they join the leader, this person can hopefully guide them to some level of success. A company is good, but the leader is why they join.
Of course.
It's a bit like football. People join a club for who the coach is going to be.
Okay.
I want to work under this coach, Pep Guardiola, or I want to work under Alex Ferguson. That's kind of why they join a club.
Of course.
So I think for a leader to understand what their X factor is, what are you offering this young person or this person, apart from other agency leaders, that they can't get somewhere else, that they can't get from you?
Okay.
I think that's a question that they need to discover, they need to review, they need to unleash, so that the right people can come and join them.
Understand.
And then when the right people come, how do you know if you should take them or not?
Understand.
So that's one thing that I help them with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I understand. Okay. And so I guess there's more agency leaders that engage you than financial advisors?
I think it's a fair mix. It's a fair mix. I think they're actually a bit more financial. I think it's 60-40 or is it 70-30, but somewhere around there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've two last questions for you, bro. Like the first one would be, you've seen so many, top dogs and the most successful people in the world, like you have mentioned. What do you think? Okay, from the point of view, what are the things that keep them at the top of their game, or even bring them there in the first place? Like, what are the top, successful traits?
I want to concentrate only on people that last long.
Okay, let's do that.
Because I have very little regard for people that make a great hype but don't last very long.
Okay.
Because that is actually pretty commonplace.
Okay.
And there's one thing I remind myself every single day.
Okay.
That sure, people think you're famous, you're cool. I see your ads everywhere. I want this to last long. And by long, I don't mean 1-2 years.
Yeah.
I want this to last decades.
Yep.
I think it's a different perspective.
Right.
So I only want to talk about the people that last long for decades.
Of course.
The one thing they have is a few traits.
Yeah.
Humility is one.
Okay.
I think it's very important.
It's funny how the first thing that you brought up is humility.
Yeah. Is humility. Humility is understanding I am here because of many factors. I'm here because, number one, whether you believe in God or not, the good grace of God or whatever, just fortune is one of the reasons. You see, a lot of people say, it's all because of me. Really?
Yeah.
Sometimes you right place, right time.
Yes.
Sometimes you cannot eliminate good luck. You cannot eliminate fortune.
Yes.
You want to call it God, not call it God, whatever you believe in. It's you, and sometimes it's more than just you.
Yeah.
So first key.
Okay.
That keeps you humble, knowing that maybe someone else supports you, and that's probably a reason why.
Yeah.
How did I land on the 5th page of Google and find Marshall? Maybe what if I never find him? I still make $800 a lie sleep on the couch.
Yes,
Think about
exactly.
it. So, interesting perspective.
Yes.
Number 2, team and people and mentors.
Team, people, and mentors.
Yeah. So I'm successful because of the people I have. My business partner Joe.
Right.
I work amazing with Ken also. He's helped also a lot.
Yeah.
All the people that have helped me along the way, all the people that support me. If I didn't have them, then I wouldn't be here.
Right.
People in my life, my mentors, and so that keeps me humble. So I never go and think, as you can see, it's all just because of me. I'm so smart.
Yeah.
Now, if any of them were not in the right place to support me, then I don't think I'll be here. Next one, humility is understanding the next thing also. And these are deep perspectives for everyone watching. Not a lot of people talk. A lot of people talk about winning and success. Not a lot and virtually no one talks about lasting success. And I think that's the big problem. So the next thing is also the understanding that I think this is really deep. That's why I want to look in the camera and say this: that you are successful, yes, because of you, but more importantly for 2 reasons: who you are as a person and the things that you do. There's a real reason you're successful. I think it's really important we touch on those things. You're successful not Jiale, you might be successful and you think it's I'm Jiale, I'm so freaking cool. Not really. You're successful for a few reasons. Number one, the person you are.
Right.
And the things that you do. So let's say right now, every single day you wake up, you contact your clients.
Yeah.
You add value, and then you are a good person.
Yeah.
I can tell you this: the moment you stop being a good person, and the moment you stop doing the things you do, you can kiss all your success goodbye. And that keeps you grounded.
Understand.
Because you understand that the one thing that makes you successful is not, it could be a bit of who you are, but it's not because of that. It's because every single day, so I'll give you an example. He's a championship fighter because every day he shows up at the gym.
Yep.
And he's humble, he listens, he's open-minded, he puts in the work.
Yep.
The day, he's still the same person with the same name. The day he becomes an arrogant prick and stop coming to the gym,
Yep.
he's not going to be a championship fighter.
Understand.
So you start thinking to yourself, is it me or is it the things I do and who I am?
Mm-hmm.
If anyone wants a classic example of this, go watch Conor McGregor. Because right now he's not doing well.
Right.
Because he has changed as a person, he has changed in the things that he does. So he's not winning.
Right.
But before that, he was winning because of the person he was and the things that he did. So that keeps you very humble.
Right.
You stop thinking about. So that's why when I look at an arrogant person, an arrogant person has decided that he's successful because of who he is. I am successful. Look at how great I am. He has bought into that. He has forgotten that the reason he's successful is because you do the things you do. And the person that you are, open-minded, humble, willing to listen, and all the other people around you.
Yep.
The moment you forget all of these things, You start going, I'm successful because you can see I'm Jiale, so successful. Duh.
Yep.
Then the downfall starts, right?
Yep.
When you stop treating the people around you well.
Okay.
You stop doing the things you do.
Yep.
And stop becoming the person you were.
Yep. Okay.
And then all of a sudden you start to realize that success is rather fickle.
Mm.
If you don't have the right ingredients, it just departs.
I understand.
So it is what it is. First key is humility.
Humility.
Right? Second of all is innovation.
Okay.
Realizing that what worked before will not work in the future.
Yep.
There's a quote in the Sun Tzu's Art of War that says, a general must never fight the last war. What that means, right, is a lot of people say, hey man, it used to work for me. You see that also. When people get older, they used to tell stories of what happened in the past.
Yep. Yep.
Hey, Jiale, when I was a agency leader back in 2000, right, this is a way to go.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. He was right.
Yeah.
Back in 2000, there was a way to go. But it's 2021.
Yep.
So you know a person is not going to be successful long term if they continue to fight the last war. They continue to hold on to romances and the beautiful stories from the past.
Yep.
It worked before.
Yep.
Sometimes you can adapt the ideas to the present, and sometimes we need to throw like the old ideas out.
Understand.
But it can be painful because the older you are, it worked for me back then, right?
Yeah.
And then part of your brain goes, well, it worked for me back then, it's going to work for me now.
Yeah. But what got you here won't get you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also part of you is like, oh man, now I'm 50 already, my days of like chonging innovating in the past. Now I just like relax a bit. You have that attitude, you're not going to make it for very long. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
Because time moves.
Yes.
Just because something works when you're 30, don't make it work now.
Understand.
So then the next one is stamina. How long you want to play the game?
Okay.
I think a lot of people don't have a lot of stamina.
Okay.
And the final one, right? And this is a deep one. This is like really deep. I actually think our conversation is pretty deep on many levels.
That's what I love to achieve.
The person you are
Yeah.
after you make money. I think you learn little about yourself if you broke.
Right.
I think you learn a lot about yourself after you make money.
Okay.
I think that is the most profound thing ever. After you make money, right, you get to see. Because when you don't have money, right, I mean, that's where you're hungry. Everybody needs to survive, so you do whatever it takes.
Of course.
You see a lot of people are nice when they're broke also because they need to smile at people because
Yep.
they need the job or they need the income.
Understand.
Now you have $10 million.
Yeah.
You can afford to be an ass if you want to. How do you behave?
Understand.
What are your priorities now?
Right.
You still have the same hunger.
Understand.
I say that there are two things that kill a person. Right? Lack of success and sometimes overwhelming success.
Wow.
Some people have no capacity to handle money. Have no capacity to handle success.
Okay.
They actually are much better and nicer when they're broke. They have their head straight. Because now their money already, they lose control.
Right.
All they think about is buying shit and blah 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 and they cannot handle it. A lot of people dream of success, they cannot handle it. I'll just tell you right out front now. A lot of people dream of success, cannot handle it. Right? Because money has a capacity. If you don't know how to handle it, to completely change you as a person.
Understand.
You walk around and all of a sudden the obsession used to be at work. Now it's like suits. Now it's like shoes. Now it's about cars.
Yep.
Now it's about watches.
Yep.
Now it's about fancy things. Now it's about looking good.
Yeah.
Right now it's about projecting an image.
Yep.
Now it's about playing golf and going and hanging out with all these people and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then what happened to the work that got you here? Or does I'll do it when I'm free.
Yeah.
But then you're disloyal to the work.
Yeah.
You see it? And I see that all the time. In fact, some of the people I coach also, when they broke, right, they all nice and humble.
Yeah.
Now when they make, let's say not even a lot of money, like 6-figure plus,
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Right? Then you can see one. I know they grow in confidence, I want that for them, but then you can see some things start to slip. Right? Because other things are more important now.
Do you tell them about it?
Of course, that's my job.
Right. Okay.
And I noticed that all around the industry.
Right. Okay.
When other things, right, material things and other pursuits become way more important
Yeah.
than the work. The work that got you here, man.
Okay.
All of a sudden it's like, hey man, let's do 5 hours of suit shopping. No, you didn't used to do that when your ass broke.
Yep.
You used to call it. You used to hang out with your clients.
Yeah.
You used to put in the work.
Yes.
You used to spend the time doing all of these things.
Exactly.
Now your ass eating 3-hour dinners, 5-hour suit wearing, fancy hotels.
Exactly.
That's the obsession. You being unfaithful and disloyal to the work now.
Understand.
And I can predict. The moment I see that, I see red flag already.
Yeah.
And you can see what you see it all across the board.
Right.
You see it in NBA players.
Yeah.
You see that in fighters. You see that in sports people.
Yep.
You see that in speakers. I think you discover most about a person when you give them money.
Wow.
fame, power, success.
Right.
And so I think one of the great attributes, right, is the fact that despite all of these different things, you can ask the people in my life. I show up like that. I sit. This is the way I be.
Yeah.
This is it. Right? I'm not putting up. And this is what I am.
Yeah.
And I've not allowed any of it to change me. But I'm grateful also.
Yeah.
Because even though I might have, if things were different, shortcut my success and maybe, hit the amount of money I make now in 6-7 years. But my struggles for 6-7 years, my observing of people for 6-7 years, those initial struggles and the lessons it taught me, means I know what it takes to stay at the top for much longer. So in some way, I might be happy. I paid the 6-7 year price to ensure I can do this for 60-70 years.
Understand it. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
and the reason
because I
serves you,
see
right, bro?
that the young guys I teach, they don't have the deep wisdom and knowledge and the journey I have. And because you don't have that, then they are now 25. I call it Justin Bieber money. You know what Justin Bieber behaved like an idiot last time? He's 25 years old.
Yeah.
Every girl throw herself at him.
Yeah.
And he got $100 million. If you're 25 years old and you don't have wise counsel around you, every girl wants you, and you got $100 million, you're bound to do stupid shit.
Yeah.
And I can see that in some of the young guys that I coach.
Which he did,
But eventually
he
yeah. Because maturity has a way of setting in, and so not later you're like, there's a dumb idea.
Yeah.
So I can see that in some of the young guys because, before they met me, maybe make a grand a month.
Yeah.
And now I make 25. Not 25 by any standard, whether young or not. It's not bad.
Yep.
And all of a sudden they go to a restaurant or they go into a place and they're like, man, I can afford everything here. God damn. What else? All the things I dreamt of, I can do now.
Yeah.
And then, is that a good idea or a bad idea? Just, you understand the person.
Right. Wow. This goes deep, huh? This convo today.
Yeah. I mean, it goes deep. I mean, that's why at X-Factor, one of the things I kept typing inside the chat was this word called sustainable success.
Yes.
Sustainable success is the ability to be successful at the very top, even rising higher and higher, year after year, that is never covered.
I think that
Oh, wow, you took a lot of notes.
Yeah, of course I did. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if it's not
One
sustainable,
of the first few things that you said,
in fact, that is the hallmark of what X-Factor is. Like I want people to. You take a lot of notes, man.
I take a lot of notes, bro.
Yeah, oh my god. That's it.
3 days worth.
Yeah. So I want people to get to the top, but I don't want them to come crashing down because the higher the ascent, right, the higher the summit. If you do it wrongly, the quicker the plummet.
Of course.
Like
a house of cards, right?
Yeah, like everything comes crashing down if it's not done right.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think being able to handle that, and no one teaches that. You see, you see, our entire industry teaches people how to get successful.
Yeah.
Right. You dream about this, but the moment you have it, no one ever teaches you how to handle it.
It's not sexy to talk about it, bro.
Yeah, and there are no books. Tons of Amazon bestseller called how to handle success. None, zero. And so you have a lot of people incompetent of handling large quantities of money.
Understand.
Large quantities of fame.
Okay.
Large quantities of attention.
Yeah.
And they do very badly.
Okay.
But now the stakes are higher. That's why I hire more coaches. The higher I get. Because when you are at a high level, the stakes are higher. Stakes are higher means what? If I do the right move, right, I can make millions of dollars quickly. But if I do the wrong move, I can plunge real fucking fast, quickly. So the smart thing, right, is the higher you are, surround yourself with more, not less, more smart people.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, because why? It's different when you're falling out of a 2-story window. You're falling out of a 200-story window.
Yes. That's true. Well, if you put it this way, yes. Yeah.
2-story, you make 2K a month. You mess it up, then okay lah.
Yeah.
But now you make 2 mil a month. Millions of people know you. You make bad decisions.
Okay.
Because you're surrounded by yes men.
Yeah.
Instead of people that give you the truth. Or you become a public spectacle. You become mothership.sg in a great fun article. Important to realize.
I've got one last quick question. Like I hope you can, because we're running out of time.
No
what are your struggles nowadays?
Just different things. Balance is always a thing. Because oftentimes I have a lot of ideas, and like they come to me at different points. I enjoy the work I do, and oftentimes I like pushing myself, but oftentimes I need to remind myself that rest is part of work.
Yes.
It's kind of deep.
Rest is part of work.
Rest is part of work because if I don't rest, right, so my voice sounds kind of hoarse.
Yeah.
Right. If I don't rest and it gets worse, then it's going to affect my work.
Of course.
Sometimes I don't want to take a rest because I love what I do so much.
Yes.
But But I need to understand that taking a breather is not being lazy.
Understand.
So that's the first key. Understanding how to balance at rest.
Yep.
Next one is just managing my energy even better. There are like tons of things I want to do.
Yeah.
Right, and understanding and not feeling shame or guilt or like, because I don't accomplish 200 things every single day.
Yeah.
And giving myself that freedom and the space to know that, okay, cool, some days I have great days and some days could be better days.
Yeah.
But every day is all about doing the best I can. And
So
as long as
you
I
don't judge yourself.
Yeah, so I'm working on that because sometimes I go, man, see, I wrote all of these, I didn't get everything done today. Right?
Understand.
But I need to like manage it and self-acknowledge.
Understand.
Right? I think I can work on even becoming a better leader. The reason is very simple. It's not about me now. Yes, I know how to coach people, but at the same time, like I'm a leader to my team also. I'm a leader in different projects, and leadership is one of the greatest examinations of what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
Right? I think you tell less about a person sometimes by what their fans think about them. You tell less about a person by even what their clients think about them. You tell more about a person by what their team thinks about them.
Right.
Because when
right.
your team is not putting on that
Yes.
that front, that persona sometimes.
Yep.
And sometimes I listen to what my team says about me, and I go, man, there are a lot of things I need to work on.
Right.
So I don't know if there's a struggle. I won't put it as a struggle. I'll just put it out things I need to work on and things I understand are my challenges and shortcomings.
Yes, of course.
And just different things. I could list out so many different areas of life right now that I feel that I think I'm making progress in, but it could be a lot better.
Yeah.
So these are things that dominate my mind every single day.
I understand.
When I wake up, I look and I'm like, let's improve on all these things. So
Right.
I don't know if I ever wake up and go, Melvin Soh here. Right. I think it's funny because my Instagram is called the Great Melvin Soh. I used to think, well, this guy's really a cocky prick who walks around. But I think I'm not bad in many areas, but I don't ever think I sit back and go, Melvin, you're so great, man.
Okay.
You're so great. But I kind of put it there because I thought it was kind of like funny, to call yourself that, but it's not what I think.
Understand, man. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, bro.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, as you guys know, Melvin is a very very busy person. Tons of things to do. And I'm just very humbled and full with gratitude that he is here sitting with me in my living room to have this 1 hour chat with me. So no words can say.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Can say that. Yeah. So having that 3 days, X-Factor was amazing with you and Josiah. I would recommend. In fact, I recommend my boy here, Dylan, to go for your course. Yeah, he attended your course as well. So
Awesome.
yeah. Thank you once again, bro.
Hey,
thank you.
It is a pleasure. And for everyone watching, hope you're successful. I hope you get a chance to be wealthy. And I hope you get a chance to stay at the top for a very, very long time. I'll just never end on this. The one thing why I love to share all of these things is because I think a lot of people watch the show and they want to make more money.
Yeah.
And I think money is an amazing thing. But money, as I mentioned, X-Factor, is simultaneously meaningful and meaningless at the same time. To a certain degree, I'll experiment on this. It's meaningful because money allows you to get great experience, and money allows you to buy a lot of wonderful things and support your family and as security.
Yeah.
To a point.
Okay.
Because the human capacity to purchase is unlimited, but the human ability to consume is very limited. You see, I got millions of dollars now, and I can buy Crystal Jade for us $1,000 here. We can have 80 plates of food here.
Yeah.
But we can feature. We can buy 200 cars. But we can only drive one.
Understand.
You can have 200 Hugo Boss Balenciaga t-shirts, but you can only wear one.
Yeah.
You can have 200 Rolexes, but you can only wear one without looking like idiot.
Exactly.
Right? So then after a while, if the purpose is only to make money, to consume, to buy things, you start to realize very quickly, right, that you cannot finish it.
Right.
And then it begs the next question. That's why some people feel very empty.
Right.
It's like, oh shit, man, then I buy all these things that number one, I cannot finish using.
Yeah.
I never even open it.
Yeah.
Then why even bother?
Yeah.
Like what's the purpose? And that explains the purpose I'm here today, because there was a question I asked myself as well. Right? After I was broke and then I got rich, I won't say rich, but I got, pretty decent amount of money.
Yeah.
I can buy everything I want. But then after a while I realized, but I can't already yet. Then but why I still work? Like, what's the whole purpose of it? And I think this is one thing I want to impart to everybody. Because I know you guys want to get rich, but and I want you to have that opportunity. And then one day, I want you to ask yourself the next question, which is, what is beyond just money? Because what you discover beyond money is a different question, which is what makes me happy, what makes me purposeful, what makes me fulfilled.
Yep.
And I do what I do because it brings me purpose and fulfillment. Yes, I collect the money, I deserve the money.
Yep.
But I do it because of growth. It makes me happy, it makes me fulfilled, it makes me feel that I'm growing. I hope everybody gets a chance to discover that, or else the last thing you want to do is be an unhappy rich person.
Of course. A grumpy rich person, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
right. That you have nothing else in life, just a bunch of money. And so for you watching, I wish you not just riches, I wish you wealth. Wealth is to have money and all the wonderful things that come with it.
Wow.
And that's why I wish you.
All the love and laughter along together with the wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, everybody. Melvin Soh, the advisor of advisors. Thank you. See you in the next episode of the Advisor of Advisors show.